Hey everyone, it's Jen with ChappyPlans. Thanks for joining me for another Memory Planning Monday video. This is going to be a process video, so if you'd like to see what I'm going to do for these few days, stick around. Hi friends, thanks for joining me for this process video. It is Monday, which means it's Memory Planning Monday, and I did go ahead and get some done off camera and, you know, just wanted to play alone. I had a day to myself where I just watched some of the stamp therapy videos that Auntie Heidi has. If you sign up for her class, you can learn all the stamping techniques. And so I just decided to do this while I was watching, and it was a lot of fun. I created this really cool tag using the Ledger pad here. I think this might have come with, it either came with Sun Chaser or Fresh Air. I can't remember which bundle, but it was our 8-year anniversary, hence this big tag and me wanting it to be like sort of the center of this particular half week. Some journaling from a printable, and this little photo of us at dinner and the most delicious steak I've ever had. And then tucked underneath this tag is a picture of Nora and our friend Susanna, who graciously babysat her so we could go on our date, and they had a wonderful time. And then on the back, after our date, we went to Walmart to grab a few things, and I'm waiting on this lady right here, this cashier, who is apprehending this older woman right here for trying to steal, which she totally was, but that's a whole other story for another day, and in denial about it. But we were waiting for her to approve, like put in her code in the cash register and approve our, what were we buying? Spray paint. And you need to have cashier approval because I don't know. So anyway, we were waiting, and while we were waiting, my husband goes, "This lady next to us has a bird on her head." And I was like, stop it. No, she doesn't. I thought he was messing with me. You know, the hashtag people of Walmart, which is what I wrote down there. Well, sure enough, I don't know if you can see that on camera, but that is a bird. Yep. So definitely worth documenting. And that's why I use that little printable a sentiment. This is a true story, because it's like, who would believe that? But so I used a ton of stamp sets on this. I was just having a lot of fun layering and practicing. It's you know, it's maybe not like the best thing ever, but I think it turned out pretty cute. It's the first time I've ever made any kind of stamping element that size. On the 25th, I surprised Nora's class with an ice cream party, so the look on her face was awesome. I wish I had a picture of it. But this little card came from the inside of one of these. Here, and I was like, oh, it's the perfect size to go inside this, which came from the July Stop the Blur kit. So, you know, you can mix and match lots of elements, but this was a great way for me to journal in, because I had quite a bit to journal about. And I just used some of the Puffy Alphas to write surprise, and then today came from a Sun Chaser sticker book. And then this was later that evening, because it was Memorial Day. Nora had her first Memorial Day parade with Girl Scouts. So there she is right there. And then this little photo pulls up, and they're there after at the end. So cute. And in this little pocket, which I made using the die and some of the Carefree paper from the Carefree paper pad, which is this one, I use this chipboard tag here and some of this Ledger sticker paper from one of the Stop the Blur kits, and it says "Be you, not them," because they were being so silly after Girl Scouts was over, and they were pretending something about the blanket made you the fairy queen or the butterfly fairy queen or something, and they were like taking turns, and yeah, I don't know, it's just really sweet. And that is the girls practicing before their bridging ceremony. If you're a Girl Scout, you know, there's like a special way you go in a circle and you squeeze the person's hand next to you and it goes around. I forget what it's called. Somebody comment below if you know. I was in Girl Scouts forever, but I still can't remember the name of what it was called. So there's Nora, and it just was so nostalgic for me to see them doing that. And then on the back, they're playing a game. So cute. So I tucked that in because there were 3 photos. And then I have this one that says make today happy. And I just tucked the number 26 right up underneath. I just left like a little bit of a gap under there when I adhered it to the paper. And that's Nora and her cousin doing the butterfly fairy queen thing. Like, they started it, and then all the girls were like, oh yeah, let's play that. So, of course, because it was like time to go, it was bedtime on a school night, and then all of a sudden they had this wonderful idea to play this game. But I just thought that was so sweet, the 2 of them. So that is my half week, and I'm gonna do a process video. I've shared this in my other videos, but I like to take all the scraps and things from the first half of the week and save them in case I want to use them. So the photos that I need to figure out how to storytell this week, this half of the week, are Nora getting her haircut, which she always, that's her in like full on giggle mode because it was tickling her, which I think is so cute. So I want to feature that. And then this photo, was that on Friday? No. This one, we had 4 beautiful robin's eggs in a nest right above outside our door, so I could always see like everything happening. It was really cool. So that's gonna go here as well. And then this photo is so funny because it was Nora was on her iPad. We were just hanging out in the morning. It was Saturday morning, you know, we're usually all just on our devices, chilling, drinking our coffee, whatever. And she's like, I'm gonna go read the Bible. So she goes, she puts down her iPad and goes to her room to get her Bible and reads that, which I'm sure that's not like a common thing. Maybe it is, but I doubt it. So I snapped a photo because I was like, that's crazy. And then this is our hot mess of a basement that I've been talking about. If you've been following my other Plan With Me videos, like, it's a mess. And so we decided to renovate it. And if you watched last week's video, there's a photo in here of Nora at the flooring store where we picked up our vinyl flooring to redo the basement. So anyhow, this was after, like, in the process of us buffing out the walls because we're going to spray paint over them. It's not spray paint, it's like a paint sprayer that takes regular paint. Anyway, it's a whole thing. It still looks like that. It's a mess, but I need to hide that photo because that is just not cute. And then for Sunday, we had so much going on, so I don't know how I'm gonna house all these, but in the morning, one of the things Nora and Susanna did when it was our anniversary date is they worked on making up a dance to one of the worship songs. She's the children's director and married to the worship pastor. So the 2 of them were just dancing at church, and I snapped those photos. And then after church, her friend Georgia came over, and there they are lounging in the sun. I thought that was so cute. And then later on that evening, we went to our favorite place to get ice cream. It's literally the best ice cream in the world. Like, it's my favorite, and it is very delicious. It's gourmet, handmade, really unique flavors of ice cream, and it's our favorite place to go. So we got some ice cream and we walked around downtown Troy, which is where we live, obviously. And then there's the waterfront. You can't see the water, it's right overlooking the Hudson River, but there's like a sprinkler, and then there's all these like grass steps built into a hill and like a stage. So it's a really cool place for like live music, and they have a farmer's market and stuff. So anyway, that's Nora getting accidentally sprayed because they come, you know, these things come out of the ground and at random, and I managed to snap the picture at just the right time that it got her. So I somehow have to figure out how to fit 8 photos in this space. Do you think I'm going to be able to do it? I don't know. So I am going to speed up the camera and put on music and do my voiceover, and you can watch me play photo shuffle and try and figure out where to house all these stories and how. Okay, let's go. Here we go, sanding the photos. I just love the way all the distressed papers look, and then I saw Auntie Heidi distress her photos, and I was like, dang, that looks awesome. I'm gonna try that. So that's what I'm doing. And then I'm just, using some glue to put my little envelope together that I made with one of the die cuts from Heidi Swap Shop, and using this technique I learned in the Stop the Blur class, making the little catch there for the envelope to stay down, and then writing on the back of the photo with some sticker paper, because writing on the back of a photo is just not a great idea. Journaling about the basement fiasco, or should I say adventure. It's not a fiasco yet, but it's about to be, because that basement is still sitting in the same position it was in 3 months ago. Now I'm just journaling about the haircut and these robin's eggs, and just Monday being kind of a bit of a challenge. Nora's, this week in particular, Nora's having some sleep issues. She's not the greatest sleeper ever. That's one of her biggest struggles. I decided to fill in that space above the eggs with the bunting there that I used on the left-hand side of the page on that big tag. And then now I'm just going to do the photo shuffle, where I try to figure out where to put all the things, and looking for something to take up more of that space. And so I pulled that Happening cardstock tab from, I think it was April Stop the Blur. I could be wrong. But this just allowed me to get all of my journaling out. And there was quite a bit. So I'm glad that I had all that space, which of course then leaves me with the issue of what to put in the space between the envelope and the flip out photo. So you'll see me try to figure that out and fail, and then come back to it later. So I'm looking for things that could maybe fill in that very tiny space there, and then I'm like, oh right, I need to bring some more of this word Fetty over that I used on the left-hand side. I'll put that on top of this envelope, and then I sort of give up and move on to Sunday, because I just can't be bothered at this point. So I'm trimming down the photos as small as I can get them, without compromising the actual moment that I've captured and the story that I want to tell, because there's just so many photos to fit on that small space. So then I decide to switch out that little thin blue teeny weeny date envelope for the pink one. And then decide to, like, oh, this photo is the perfect size to actually go inside of that little thin, narrow cardstock. Like, this is actually gonna work. So I decided to put that down there because I just think they're so cute. I really wanted to incorporate that in this spread. So I'm glad that I was able to make that work. It just left me then with the issue of what to do with the space around it. I'm obsessed with these teeny tiny stamps from June's Stop the Blur kit. They are the littlest, tiniest stamps ever, and they are just adorable. So now I'm just figuring out, again, we're doing the shuffle, we're trying to figure out where to put everything, and now I know that I want this little piece at the bottom. So then I put that down. That's what I tend to do, is like, I know that I want this item here, so that leaves me with this much space and these stories to tell, and I kind of work that way, if that makes sense. And then this is a technique that I learned in a Stop the Blur class as well. Just this cute little flip up tag way of storing multiple photos. And since it's all part of one story, I thought it was really cool to just have it all be a part of that same little card. And I think that card is from Hobby Lobby. I decided to embellish the top right flap with some stamping. And so I chose some stamps that kind of go along with the two pictures on the left of Nora dancing at church. Really had a lot of fun doing this. I just used some white sticker paper so that it would pop on top of the craft paper, and stamped using the faith stamp set, Child of God, and then Always Pray First. Because this particular Sunday, Nora shared her testimony about getting healed from a stomach ache. And so that's why I'm stamping what I'm stamping here. I finally found a space to use some of that black heart washi that was on the left side of the page. I was a little bit concerned where I was going to fit that in. And then I decided, oh, I know what I'll do in these negative spaces here, I will do some more stamping because I'm just on this stamping kick right now. I just binge watched all of the stamp therapy classes, so I definitely have had that on my radar. And then I decided to use a few of these craft colored stickers to spread on the page a bit so it ties the left with the right side of the page. And then looking for just a few more matching and coordinating embellishments to fill in some of that white space, because you know me and white space, we just aren't friends. I decided to spell out "Come Rest on Us" using those little mini black puffy alphas, which are like my favorite alpha stickers so far, because I use them on the left side, and that's the name of the worship song that Nora's dancing to. So I thought that was the perfect way to fill up that space. And then use some of the photo corners like arrows, and then decide to bring in a half circle to do a tiny bit of journaling, just to mimic some of those circle shapes that you see throughout. And then just last touches are these super fun puffy stickers. And that's about it. Okay, everyone. This is the aftermath and the craftermath, which I cleaned up a tiny bit so it's not terrible, but you know, I've got like a pile of stamps and stickers and just all kinds of stuff going on over here. Let's chat just a minute to sum up what I did, because I always like to do that at the end of these videos, and I think that it can be helpful, hopefully, to you to, you know, kind of see the process every now and then. The colors that I used are Tattered Rose, Saltwater Taffy, Speckled Egg, Salvage Patina, and Broken China. I forgot to mention that at the beginning of the video, so there you have it. I ended up not using this little tag over here, so that's fine, no worries at all. I realized that I didn't have quite enough of this craft cardstock color over here, and I did use it for this tag, and I had some ribbon, and I used some of these stickers, which are from Studio Calico, and that's why I ended up making this little flip up here. And I think it looks really cute all together. I love all the little, as I like to call them, interactables. I love how they turned out. Had to hide this photo of our crazy looking basement, and whoops, get in there. And yeah, I just really like the way this turned out. I love these two photos of Nora and Susanna dancing, and that's the name of the song that they were dancing to. And I like how I did these little flip ups, and I had a little bit of a stamp therapy sesh there using a bunch of different stamp sets actually. But I have Beautiful, Child of God, Always Pray First, and then the definition of shine, which is sparkle, glisten, give, cast, or reflect light. And then some journaling about church and our little trip downtown to get our favorite ice cream. And then this little interactable, which I love this little teeny tiny envelope, which has the date and that photo of Nora and Georgia chilling on her inflatable slide. And yeah, that's really it, friends. I tried to sprinkle in a little bit of the black and white heart washi. Let me know if you have any questions. I hope you enjoyed this video and enjoyed watching this process. Next week will be a pre-planning process where I get to pick out, you know, show you how I pick out my photos, where I want to place them, all that good stuff. So if you are new to my channel and you're not subscribed yet, please consider subscribing. I would really appreciate it. And make sure that you give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, and hit that bell so you don't miss any of my content. And I will see you in the next video. Take care, friends, and remember that you are enough. Bye.